Recording in progress.
Hi there, very good day to you. Thank you very much for joining us today. The subject of your education management is leading a reflective practice in education. So what is this about and how does that work and how important this is in your educational settings? You may be running an institution or you may be working for an institution, you may be a lecturer, especially, you may be a teacher. So how do you reflect in your teaching practices to improve yourself? What are the ways that is available to you? What theories that give you the explanation of what you should do is discussed in the subject. So let's have a look at it. The first learning outcome is this: analyze how educational practitioners use reflective practice. Okay, educational practitioners. When I mean reflection, what is the meaning? What is the meaning of it? What is the definition of reflection? Reflection means if you have done something, you look at what you have done and find out the rights and the wrongs, goods and the bads, pros and the cons, the quality ones and the less quality ones, whatever you have done. And based on the learnings, you apply your learning. If you do the same thing again in later in life, that is what the reflection is about. So you look at what you have done. For example, if you have done some presentation before your director board, after you complete the presentation, when you go home, when you walk away from the stage, you would really realize within you that I have done something that's good. I have said good message. I have displayed some good presentation images on the presentation in the projector. I delivered the right message and so on. However, I did something that is not that right. That is not that in right quality. That is in inferior quality way. Or it is not the appropriate message that I shouldn't have done it, but I have done it. These kind of feelings are always possible for everyone. You make a phone call, speak to someone, to your friend. After speaking to your friend or your whoever, you realize when you hang the phone up, you realize that I shouldn't have said this. I should have said this way, and so on. This is what we call reflection. When you reflect in your life, when you do lecturing, when you do any practice, private life, personal life, corporate life, or your work, when you do your work in your career, if you reflect things, you may get better next time. Okay, there are some other theories that we can discuss in here as well. Zero-based practice. Zero-based practice. This is out of the topic, but let me discuss that for you as well for information. When I mean zero-based practice, if you have done something, okay, you learn what to do there or what you should have done. You have learned it. And when you do the same thing again, how you would do it differently. That is what reflection is about. You have made some food today, then you made a delicious dish that's fun, but you realize, you learn after the meals or at the end of the meal, you realize I should have done some different flavors to this. I should have added this. I shouldn't have added that, and things on. So you realize this. When you make the same food again, how would you do it differently? This is what the reflection is about. This is what we call the zero-based practice. Because when you do things for the first time, when you do things for the second time, third time, it doesn't matter how many times you do it. If you do 20 times, if you reflect, you would definitely find some room, some way to make it better for the 21st time. Okay, so this is what reflection is about. We are talking about education. In education, you always deliver services. Teaching is the main part of your industry. That is what you produce. If you're a university, you may have lots of activities. You may be having administration, admission, website development, content development, so many things are there. However, your main production is your teaching. You teach your customers, they take your teaching, meaning they learn. So teaching and learning is the key part, is the core part of your education industry. Here, you are delivering a service, right? So absolutely, it is connected to reflection. The reason is because the way you deliver today, the way you deliver tomorrow, it should have some improvements. It should have some reflections. It should have some better practice tomorrow than today. This is what reflection is about. So look at what you have done in the past. That is your experience. Okay, you did some lecturing. You taught some subject today. You made a speech for your students. You taught some academic writing, or you taught some subject of yours. That is your experience. So you have experience of 1 hour of teaching today. When you get home, when you get into your staff relaxing room, you think of what you have done. Okay, then you realize I shouldn't have done this. I should have brought in this example instead of that example, things like that. Then next time when you go to the lecture hall to the same subject, you take some action to deliver what you have learned out of your experience. That is action. Okay, so this action, you imagine that I want to do some new things in that. Okay, so based on this, you take your decision in your teaching and you improve your teaching next time. This is reflection. So I think I have given many examples in here. Reflection is about looking at what you have done, or looking at what you want to done, what you want to do, what you have to get done, and take some action to improve it, and you deliver it better. Okay, this is what we do in education. I have my own experiences to share with you here. When I was teaching for London Metropolitan University, I had one subject, research methods for bachelor's degree final year. There were two batches. So I do one batch in the morning, and I do the same subject for a different batch in the evening as well. So Saturday morning, 9 till 12 o'clock, I have a subject, research methods, for one batch. The same subject runs in the afternoon as well for another batch, that is 1 till 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock, I think. So 3 hours in the morning. The same subject I teach for a different batch, 3 hours in the evening. Now, my own experience, when I teach the subject for the first batch in the morning, I do certain examples, I bring in certain ideas to teach the subject. So I deliver it. And I'm pretty comfortable there because I have already done the subject for some other batches in the past. Now, when I go in the evening to do the same subject for the next batch, I'm so comfortable. I bring in better examples than the previous morning's lecture. I bring in better context, and my students, they learn much better than the students of mine in the morning. That is the own experience. If you deliver the same thing in the evening, what you have delivered in the morning, if you deliver the same thing in the next day, following day that you have delivered the previous day, you will definitely reflect in your teaching, learn something, and get some better to deliver the next time. This is what reflection is about. It's very important in education industry. Reflection is not only for education, any service that you provide. Doctors, what they do practices. There is a proverb, doctors, before they become great doctors, they have to kill about 100 or 1,000 patients. A good doctor is a killer, a murderer of 100 patients in the past. They kill 100 patients, they learn things, they reflect, and then they cure people afterwards. This is reflection. Like lawyers, they lose cases. Their clients, they lose because of the lawyer's inexperience. Okay, but after a couple of losses, after a couple of years of cases in the courts, they reflect in their own experience, and then they improve their argumental skills, and they fight cases and they win cases for their clients. This is what reflection is about. So lawyers, doctors, lecturers, okay, and again, software developers, whoever they are into social scientific deliveries, service-based deliveries, they reflect on this. And again, it is not limited to service-based, other things as well. Production. Okay, if you take iPhone versions are coming out one after the other each year, or maybe within a year, 2-3 versions of the same product comes out. Why? Because they are not satisfied about what they have done in the past. So because of that dissatisfaction, they reflect on what they have done and they make something better this time. So dissatisfaction, if you are unsatisfied, if you're not satisfied about what you have done, you definitely reflect, and then you come back, okay, with some better idea, with some better delivery. This is reflection. And this is the topic of your subject. In education, the whole concept is how can you reflect within your teaching, within your training, within your learning, within your presentations, and how can it get better? And this process is cyclical. Okay, it is a cycle. If you do one delivery today, if you do some experience, if you have some experience, if you reflect on that one, your lectures or presentation will be better tomorrow. That's fine, but it cannot be the best. So again, based on the tomorrow's experience, you reflect again. So the reflection is a cyclical one. It goes on and on. Yesterday's one is better than the previous day's one. Today's one is better than yesterday's one. Tomorrow is going to be better than this one. Day after tomorrow is going to be even better than all of this. It's going to get better and better because you cyclically take into this reflection. This is what the reflection is about. That's the definition. Okay, to reflect, there are so many ways. How can you reflect in what you have done? Okay, we can use reflective channels or logs. We can do video lessons to review. Okay, I'll be explaining all these things in a while. Peer observations, action research, reflective models are there. There are theories, Gibbs and Sean, there are theories, different theories they use to reflect on what they have done. So let's have a look at all of these one by one. So I hope you have understood the meaning of reflection, the importance of reflection in your teaching and learning. That is very important. So the definition is this: you look at what you have done, or you look at what others have done. You look at what you want to do and get some idea, configure some better options, better ideas, and do that, deliver it, produce it better. That is reflection. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll be taking the next part in a while.